One of the things that happened, I guess it was still this week or it was partly last week, was this news story, this anonymous news story about Jared Kushner. Theoretically, was he trying to establish some kind of back channel with the Russians, which wouldn't even be a news story if it were a news story, if it were real. But he was talking to a Russian banker, and possibly the banker suggested they establish a back channel. There's no evidence this ever happened. And Andy McCarthy, the great National Review writer who used to be a federal prosecutor, pointed out that this destroys the whole idea that the Trump campaign was colluding with the Russians, because if they were colluding with the Russians, this back channel thing happened during the transition. If they were colluding with the Russians, then they would have already had a back channel, right? So here's Andy McCarthy explaining this, like the prosecutor he is.
There's no there as far as the collusion conspiracy is concerned. But I think the thing that happened this weekend that's really important that people miss because they're so giddy about this story about Kushner is it blew up the collusion conspiracy. Because if there had actually been a collusion conspiracy, there would already be back channels to Russia. There'd be no reason for Kushner in December, weeks after the election, to need to set up a back channel to Russia had there been one during the campaign. So I know for the moment they're loving the story, but I think it's kind of exploded the story that they've been telling us for 6 months.